Hey you! The seed that this comment was looking for will be featured in today's video. Make sure to look out for it as it's really incredible. If you want me to find a seed, or if you want to share a seed, go down to the comments and share it right now. Today we are seeing this week's top 5 seeds for Minecraft 1.18, and let me just say, we have some really awesome seeds in this one, I think. This is recorded in Java Edition. The terrain will be the same, but structures are different in Bedrock Edition. Alright, let's roll that intro. Let's get started with this seed with a spawn inside of a birch forest. Right in front of you is a massive cave. This is actually some really cool terrain. Right near spawn, you can find a woodland mansion. I'm giving you the coordinates to the front entrance of the mansion. This mansion generates right on the edge of an ocean, on the edge of a birch forest, and of course within the dark forest. Inside the mansion, on the bottom floor, I found this wheat room. A great place to get some early game crops. For size perspective of the mansion, I counted 8 rooms on the top floor. Inside the spawn birch forest, you can find this cave entrance. It leads down right to a lush cave. Traveling through it leads to this beautiful location. If I were building an underground base, this may be the place. Traveling out into the ocean near spawn, you will reach a mushroom island. The map gives you a nice idea at the size of the island. You probably noticed that it's actually split into multiple islands. Check out this terrain here. It looks pretty wild. There's also a lush cave right down here too. It's a big, vast cave. Pretty cool, I think. Back near spawn, I want to show you some wild terrain. The windswept savanna next to the other biomes makes this place look really awesome. I love terrain like this in Minecraft. This terrain actually stretches pretty far and into multiple biomes. This jungle piece here looks really cool. So yeah, with a mansion right at spawn, this seed is pretty awesome. Next up, we have a seed that was originally shared to Reddit by Illustrious Gear. You spawn into this world right on the edge of a cave. You're in a sparse jungle, and there's a plains biome right nearby. I actually think this area along the water could be a cool building spot. Maybe a quaint fishing town or something. To the north of spawn, you can find a village. How it generates on the hill is pretty neat. I also just thought this mess of paths here was kinda funny. Underneath the village, you can find this. This is actually the reason I wanted to share this seed. Imagine the mob farm you can create with both a skeleton spawner and a spider spawner. Just a really awesome spot. One spot to travel in this seed is this village. It generates right next to this dripstone ravine. This cave just looks absolutely incredible. One of my favorite dripstone caves I've ever found. And check out this village farm generating within it here. There's also a mesa right near the village too. I like how the desert stretches up the eroded badlands. Also, just nice knowing there's a mesa that isn't really that far away from spawn. So this is a really cool seed here, especially with that double monster spawner. Alright, this seed has some wild terrain around spawn. There are these desert hills, floating blocks. I mean, just look at the desert terrain overall. This area here looks pretty cool, but I think my favorite part is this section that looks like a cave, but actually ends up opening up on the other side. This terrain happens in the jungle too, and it stretches over to here too. I really like this spot. I think all of this happens because of this ever so tiny section of windswept savanna. You've probably noticed that right at spawn is a desert village. It looks pretty awesome within that crazy terrain. I especially like where this building generates. There is a blacksmith inside of the village. It comes with some loot inside of it. Within the desert, you can find these azalea trees. This indicates that there's a lush cave underneath. I like how this has this very top section, then another section, and then another section, and then finally this bottom section. Lush caves are just beautiful. You can also find this jungle temple right near spawn. As is typical with a jungle temple, you can find this chest behind the lever wall, and then another chest over here too. And finally, I just wanted to share this. You can see a ruined portal barely peeking out of the desert surface. Maybe you want to dig it out and then go get the loot inside of that chest. This seed has some wild terrain at spawn with a village right in the middle of it. We are now getting to the seed featuring a stronghold and lush cave under a mansion like this comment suggested. Before we get to that, let's check out spawn. and there's a pillager outpost just to the east. The outpost comes with 2 log collections and a golem cage. Of course, there's also some loot at the top of the tower. You can also find this shipwreck and these ocean ruins on land near spawn. The shipwreck sticking out of the water is really cool, but the ocean ruins on land are just another level of unique. This area gives you a whole bunch of loot. There's also another pillager outpost right nearby. This one generates with 4 pumpkin scarecrow targets, a tent, and a cage. And again, there's some loot at the top of the outpost tower. Finally, let's get to that woodland mansion location. Again, I'm giving you the coordinates of the front entrance of the mansion. On the bottom floor, I found this maze room with some loot at the end. On the top floor, there are just 2 rooms. Right underneath the mansion is this lush cave. I'm going to one-up the comment by having a mineshaft within the cave. Mineshafts within lush caves just look incredible. And then finally, we have that stronghold underneath the lush cave and mansion. I mean, what an incredible location this is. I've given you the coordinates directly to the portal room. So that wraps up this seed with a stronghold and a lush cave under a mansion and those incredible structures near spawn too. And to finish off this one, we have another seed with a spawn right near a mansion. You initially spawn inside of a birch forest, and there's a jungle and the dark forest nearby. I love how the mansion stretches up like this. You can actually enter into this opening here with a small dripstone cave. Within the mansion, I found vines from the jungle and some terrain generating inside the mansion on the second floor. Among the 11 rooms on the top floor is this arena room with some loot on the top. And this hidden room, but what's this? Well, I've been hiding this from you. I mean, this is just wild. I keep finding these jungle temple mansion seeds like I did in another video. Inside of the temple is pretty normal. You get the chest with loot inside of the redstone area, and then the other chest at the end of the temple too. That hidden room I mentioned in the mansion usually has 2 chests above it, but due to the temple, it only has 1. But if you want more, you can find another hidden room with obsidian and a diamond block. Spawning near this is just absolutely awesome. Northwest of the mansion, you can find a pillager outpost. It generates with 3 tents and 3 cages. And as always, there's that loot at the top of the tower. One more place to check out is this ruined portal and village. You can see the portal generates right across the river from the village. I like how a lot of the village generates within the lake. And the final place to check out is this desert temple and village. Inside the temple, you get 4 chests with loot. So that's 3 places in this seed that have 2 structures right next to each other. But none better than that absolutely incredible jungle temple mansion right at spawn. For more Minecraft seeds, click the video on screen. Also check out my blog for all the coordinates locations shown in this video. To help me out, leave a like on this video. To know when I post more Minecraft videos, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications for all of my future videos. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'm out of here. See ya.